using people.
Hi, welcome aboard. It's time for another episode of Captain's Quarters Podcast, and this is our 30th episode. You know what I don't like? I don't like that light. Much better. All right, very good. Cheers to you, Hell Five, and cheers to you, Longwood.
Cheers, Captain.
Cheers.
And as always, we tell everybody what we're drinking. Captain's drinking Zaya rum tonight, and you can tell that there's not much left in the bottle. It was a bottle I bought last week, and I've shared it with several people. Yes, I didn't drink it all by myself, but there it is. Well, welcome aboard to everybody. It's nice to see everybody here, and it is the 1st of May. Happy May to everyone, and the ending of what will become the summertime. We get to have summer starting up. I see Scarlett. I see Jonathan Miller. Who else do I see? Nightingale in Florida. We already had a message that our good followers and listeners, loyal followers, Adam and Christy is down, so it might be a little slow for them to respond to anything, but I just keep it coming. So, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, we want you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is it right here. You can find it there. Go to YouTube. You can also just go straight to YouTube and put in Captain's Quarters Podcast and take it right to Captain's Quarters Podcast. You'll look for our cartoon logo. And please like and subscribe. We have a surprise for everybody. We've hit another plateau or another landmark in our subscribers. We'll let you know at the end of the show. We also want you to know that we are on Twitter and Facebook, and we will be posting those in new shows as we come along. We now have Twitter and Facebook, so we'd like everybody to be a part of that also. Let us take this and move it down just a bit. There we go. All right. Now, cooking with gas. So, our special guest this time, mothers all over the world. Hats off to them. This episode is about Mother's Day. Why? Because we figure you scallywags out there need to be prepared to do something good for your mom this Sunday coming up, May 8th. So we're going to talk about the history of Mother's Day. But before we get into that history, let's do a couple of other things first. How about the quote of the week? Mr. Longwood, what'd you find? This is a good quote. History is important. More than any other topic, it is about us. Whether one deems our present society wondrous or awful or both, history reveals how we got to this point. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect analogy of how we are supposed to learn from our history. Yes, learn from it. Not erase it, not remove it, not ignore it. Learn from it. I always like to use the other analogy of time travel. If it's that bad and we could come up with time travel and we could go back in time and fix it, then that would change everything and we wouldn't be here at this point to say those words right now. So, since time travel doesn't exist, as far as we know, then what we must do is learn from our history. That is the fact. So there you go. Very good, Davy Longwood. I cheers
Thank you,
to
Captain.
that one. I like that one. That was a good quote. And how about our question of the week? What's the best gift for mom on Mother's Day? That's open to just about any of you. Answer it up. I Will the historian is on. I actually know who that is now. All right, let's get rid of the hat for now. Very good. So welcome aboard. We're going to talk about our moms. And to quote a phrase, ladies and gentlemen, to quote a phrase, see if I can find it here, and I'll have to put on my glasses. It is a refrain in a very famous song that says, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We're beggars and blighters and ne'er do well cads. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Aye, but we're loved by our mummies and dads. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. So, ladies and gentlemen, even pirates have mummies, and we still hold them in revered reverence. So, if it were not for mums, I guess none of us would be here, would we? So, there you have it. Um, so, Miss Creeper says that the best Mother's Day present is having your kids around on Mother's Day. That is a good present. I would agree with that. Of course, everybody buys flowers. I did read in my research on Mother's Day, I did read some really cool things. We'll go through that when we hit the history of Mother's Day. I wanted to do a couple of other things here, real quick. Let's first start with the crew adventure. How are we doing and what's in the future? Crew social and recruitment is July 17th, ladies and gentlemen. The St. Augustine Swashbucklers will be having a recruitment social, a meeting and recruitment. Anybody that's interested in joining the St. Augustine Swashbucklers, by all means, we look forward to having you here. Send us a message. We'll make sure you get the right information. The June 18th Midsummer Night's Dream has been postponed. The Seawolf Privateers murder mystery was yesterday. We are going to talk about that in just a few minutes. And the St. Augustine Rum Fest is scheduled for August, and we're working on that now. And of course, always, December, October are Halloween and Christmas, and every Monday night, the Captain's Quarters podcast. That's what's on our schedule now. So if you're interested, again, send us information. We'd love to have you there. I do want to do one other update on a serious note. By now, many of you have heard of the crime that happened in the Pirate and Treasure Museum in St. Augustine last week. A suspect entered the museum. This is a picture of him, and proceeded to start a fire in the captain's quarters. With the fast acting of one of our employees, and I will mention him by name, Jack Beam, he was quick to respond, and he took care of everything before it caused any problems whatsoever. The only ill part of this is this perpetrator that you see the picture of, he has managed to elude capture so far. Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing I want to tell you is that everybody is safe. The museum suffers no harm, no damage. Some of the people within the museum rightly are nervous now. We have to get past not speaking out if we see something that is suspicious. We must speak out. In this day and age, when something happens, it doesn't look right. If it doesn't look right, ladies and gentlemen, it might not be right. Don't be afraid. I always take and tell everybody that it is better to say something than to have said nothing and then find out 3 days later or a week later that you could have said something to stop something bad. So, I would like to have everybody refrain from passing too much speculation on Facebook while the ongoing investigation is happening. Passing speculation, although we all like to conversate about it, I understand, but passing too much speculation can give the perpetrator, if he happens to be watching, can give him more information and more ideas, and or build up his ego, because now everybody's talking about him. So we try not to do that. On the same token, people have asked me for details. And at this point right now, no specific details will be uttered by Captain Mayhem because those kind of things are interesting points that could be used in prosecution. So we are thankful for the messages that everybody sent to us, making sure that we were safe and taken care of and that nobody was hurt. Nobody was hurt. The museum did not suffer any damage, and we truly are flattered and appreciate the support. Enough said on that incident. I won't even say this as much as I'd like to. Well, I'll say it this way. Pirate standards, we could just run him through if we ever got him caught. Here's the problem with that. I know somebody that made that same comment on Facebook last week, and the algorithms put him in Facebook jail for 24 hours. Don't want that, even if we said it out of joking. So, there's your information for now. And let's go on to something a little bit more happier. How about the Seawolf Privateers and their murder mystery? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they sold out. In fact, they sold out 2 weeks before the show even was ready to go. Sold completely out, 125 tickets, I think it was. And it was well worth it. There's the crew right there. Everybody that's in that was a part of that. That's the Seawolf Privateers. They did a wonderful job. I have to tell you, it was a good play. It was a lot of fun. There's all the people there. It was a nice setup. It was $50. And that got you what I consider to be a really wonderful meal. Stuffed chicken, really great vegetables, and mashed potatoes and gravy. And it was wonderful. It was the entire afternoon was well worth it. In fact, they have 40 plus people on a waiting list, and they're now considering doing a second show in the next couple of weeks. So they'll just be making that much more money. They did very well. Their profit for this is wonderful, and it goes towards foster children and helping foster parents. They were on our show last week. Oh, look at that. There's the captain and his lovely better half. So it was a good thing. I give kudos to Katie and her secondary, the Captain Scabbard of the Seawolf Privateers. They did well. They did really well. Katie, you were the force, the driving force behind that. If you're not watching us tonight, you can catch up and hear that we praised you tonight on our recordings. Job well done, well met. On that note, what do you say we talk about? Oh, yes. Today is National Don't Have Scurvy Day. You have sore gums, you have stomach rumbles, are your feet itching, your sea legs are no longer sea legs, you're irritable, there are red blotches under your skin, your hunger is constant, you are cranky, and people do not like you. Wow. That, out of those 9, everybody I know, that could fit about 7 or 8. Well, then you have scurvy. If you have scurvy, then you need to add citrus to your rum, ladies and gentlemen. Citrus will take care of that scurvy. We can't have no scurvy here, that's for sure. So, in celebration of Scurvy Day, drink your citrus. Cheers. Huzzah. Now, let's see. Will the historian, don't know about you, but I took me mom to a Civil War battlefield once. She says it was the best gift ever. She loved the Civil War history. That is a good gift. A very good son you are. And which battlefield was it? Do you remember? Was it in Alabama? See if he'll answer for us. What else do we have there? Rum Diaries is here. Ah, the Rum Diaries. Very good. Welcome aboard. It's great to see you here. I have a Facebook user here. Hi ho, sir. Mr. Henley, can you tell me who that Facebook user is? That's somebody watching.
Hi, that was Chuck.
Oh, Chuck Bromowski.
Yes.
Hi, Bromsky. All right,
That's
very
who it
good.
is.
Well, just looking over what we got. Best Mother's Day gift, an obedient child. Ah, that's a good one, Scarlett. I own an obedient child. You don't see many of them nowadays. So, Mr. Henley, what will you be doing for your mom for Mother's Day?
I will probably go pick her up a nice Mother's Day card, a gift card, and her favorite candy, which is some chocolate cherries.
And the gift card will be to a restaurant or something?
Most likely, because she doesn't do shopping much.
Yeah, very good. And Mr. Longwood,
Yeah. So Don and I will go bring flowers and go over and visit my mom. I just put it out recently. Mom's been suffering with some Alzheimer's. So all the brand new information stuff, she forgets it. She can remember everything from the past, but all new stuff, you have to keep repeating yourself. And so I want to make sure we just spend, as much time as we can.
well, that's a good thing. I'm sorry to hear that, but spending as much time with her as you can is a good thing. Very much so. And of course, this does reach out to grandmoms, but my grandma is gone also. So that is the way it is. Scurvy can make you blind. I didn't see that coming.
I don't think he did either.
I probably not.
I thought Christy ate his eyes.
Aye. Very good. Very good. So, do you want to do? Let's do some history of Mother's Day.
Okay, you want me to run my clip?
What's that? You want to
Want
do
me to
your
run a
clip
little
first?
quick video?
Go ahead, do your clip.
All right.
And there it goes.
I got it from my mama. That's probably what was going through Anna Jarvis's
Head when she thought up Mother's Day in 1908. You see, Anna was named after her mother, Anna Reeves Jarvis, who, in the years before the Civil War, helped start these groups called Mother's Day work clubs, where women could get together and share the tips and tricks of motherhood. So when her mom died in 1905, Anna took a page out of her mother's book and decided to create a holiday, a day that was all about mothers. But creating a holiday is no small thing. She needed a time, a place, and a way to get the word out. That way ended up being a guy named John Wanamaker, a department store owner. With his help, she organized the first official Mother's Day celebration at a church in West Virginia, and it was a hit. So Anna set her sights higher. Next up, getting the holiday added to the national calendar. Back then, American holidays pretty much centered around male achievements. A fact she pointed out in a letter sent to newspapers and politicians all across the country. Fast forward 3 years, and the idea of Mother's Day had picked up some traction, with many states, towns, and churches adopting it as an annual holiday. But it still wasn't enough. So Anna established the Mother's Day International Association to help promote her cause. Finally, 2 years later, all that hard work paid off in the form of one Woodrow Wilson. In 1914, the president signed a measure officially making the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day.
Good job. Good job. And of course, a lot of the information we're getting for our talk tonight on Mother's Day, ladies and gentlemen, comes from the History channel, history.com. And there's a lot of information here. Mr. Longwood, if you'll put that website up, people can go and look at it themselves, but we're going to breeze through a couple of things here and there and tell everybody some of the things that we want to talk about. For example, one of the things I saw that was really, did you know that more phone calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year? The holiday chats with mom often cause phone traffic to spike by as much as 37%. I honestly believe it's more than that, especially with the advent over the last decade and a half, 2 decades of cell phone usage. There are times where you can't even get on your cell phone during Mother's Day time to call and make a good phone call to your best person in your life. So here in Michoacana, we have Voodoo Elixirs, a day's worth of vitamin C to help fight scurvy. Good one. Good one. My mom always says that my time is the best gift I could give her. You know what? I think almost every mom would say that. Time is something that is precious. And we give that timing away, but we give it to our moms. So that's a good one. So a couple of other things I saw when I was doing my research during the day. As you saw in the video that Mr. Longwood gave us, it didn't really become popular until Woodrow Wilson signed it in. But ladies and gentlemen, I saw another part in here that talks about, where is it? There it is, right there. Many of the past celebrations of Mother's Day come from Christian, Greek, and Roman festivals held in honor of mother goddesses Rhea and Cybele. But the clearest modern precedent for Mother's Day is the early Christian festival known as Mothering Sunday. This was mostly in Europe and in the United Kingdom, England, where congregations, if they had traveled from their homes, they would come back to their homes to have their church service at their mother church, whatever the church was they started. So Mother's Day and the honoring of mothers goes all the way back to Greek and Roman times and the Christian times in Europe. So it was very interesting to find those things out. I have to say this about moms. My mom was the anchor of our family, as I'm sure that many of your moms are. And when the moms pass on, sometimes the families, they splinter and move apart. It's the moms that was the glue to hold the families together. Christmas was different when my mom was around. So was Easter. So was all the other holidays. But now that my mom has passed on about 6 years ago now, it's different. And I'm sure many of you have the same thoughts and experience, that Mother's Day or your mom not being in your life, and we are sorry if any of you have lost your moms, but not having your mom in your life, it does mark a difference in your life. I can say that. Man, maybe I shouldn't drink rum when we're going to have melancholy on our side. But on that note, yeah, I'm going to have another rum. Go ahead, Mr. Longwood. Tell us something good about Mother's Day.
Well, let's see. We enjoyed it when I was little growing up. And of course, in school and stuff, like we made homemade stuff. And Mom really, well, she said she really loved it and appreciated it.
I think moms, some of the artwork and stuff I brought home so Mom could hang it on the refrigerator was probably the ugliest stuff in the world. But I'm quite sure that it didn't matter. It's an amazing thing. And we give more credit to Mother's Day than Father's Day. Father's Day is great, but Mother's Day is much more. I am thankful that my mother lives down from me. Very good, Zachary, very good. So let me pick up one more thing here. They also, in 1873, Julia Ward Howe, also when she was trying to get Mother's Day proclamation, she campaigned to start with for Mother's Peace Day, which was celebrated every June. That was one of her stepping stones to get what she was wanting for Mother's Day. Temperance activist Juliet Calhoun Blakely, also in the 1870s, tried to do some things to further Mother's Day. There's a lot. Almost every person in the list of people that tried to further Mother's Day to a national holiday of some type are all women except for one. There was one man that was part of all of this, and let's see if I can find his name. And he is considered to be the father of Mother's Day. I'll come up with his name in just a minute. But so One of the other things, flowers. Mother's Day flowers top Valentine's Day flowers, believe it or not. I saw that also in the notes. More people buy flowers on Mother's Day than they do on Valentine's Day now. So that's pretty interesting. Miss Creamer says that her mom was super spoiled and she got more presents than at Christmas time. Ah, Sadie Nichols. She's watching us from Spain. Yo hablo español. And Sadie, by the way, is a mom and has a little one that none of us in the crew has had the opportunity or the privilege to meet yet. And we can't wait until they finally come back to the States so we can see that little one. Of course, by the time that little one comes back to the States, she'll be a teenager. Hola. I wish I had a picture. I probably do, but it'd take me too long to find it, so we won't worry about it right now. So anything else about Mother's Day you want to share, you two, my crew, or anybody else? Let's have a good memory of Mother's Day. Hallmark makes it important. That's for sure. She'll be 2 in June. 2. My goodness. And we're hoping that Sadie and Daryl and the little one come back for a visit real soon so everybody can see them. That would be wonderful. So anything else you guys want to add about Mother's Day? Thailand has an example of Mother's Day. It's always celebrated in August on the birthday of the current queen. Ethiopia has an observance of Mother's Day where families gather each fall to sing songs and eat a large feast as part of Antroshais, a multi-day celebration honoring motherhood. Mother's Day has also been a date for launching political or feminist causes. 1968, Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King Jr., used Mother's Day to host a march in support of underprivileged women and children. In the 1970s, women groups also used the holiday as a time to highlight the need for equal rights and access to child care. That is very important. Equal rights, access to child care. Hey, in many cases, moms are the most important people around. You can't say enough about it. You really can't. And the history of Mother's Day, the second Sunday of every Monday, having started in 1908, finalized in 1914, with additions of extras to make it a holiday all the way back to the American Civil War. These were people that were very, very enthused to do something to mark the celebration of our mothers. Very good idea. Have I missed anything there, crewmates?
In the United Kingdom, Mother's Day is celebrated on the 4th Sunday of Lent and is called Mothering Sunday.
That's a good one too. I see Kara Creamer is also, she remembers her dad would get up real early to go to Dunkin' Donuts and candy. He'd pick up Dunkin' Donuts and candy and her newspaper. He was good to her mom. Now, for those that don't know, I think everybody that's on here knows Kara Creamer is my better half. I never had the privilege of meeting her father. I probably would have liked him a lot. He was a good man.
That's a
what is that?
Victorian Mother's Day card.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Hey, when I was a kid, we used to make our Mother's Day cards because we didn't have the money to go to Hallmark. We made Mother's Day cards, and I remember making my mom an ashtray, and my mom didn't smoke. But I made her an ashtray. It was something we did in school. I'm sure she used it for something different. Who knows? But I don't see anything else coming in right now. Will the historian answered my question of what battlefield it was Shiloh they went to. Very good. Very good. So, for those that don't know, Will the historian is actually my son. We're going to have him as a guest here soon. He is a high school history teacher. So be ready. We'll have some good conversations on history, that's for sure, when he comes on. Hellfire, are you getting your mom a Twinkie bouquet?
No, unfortunately not. She hates Twinkies, but I'll get myself a Twinkie bouquet.
Oh, Mother's Day is also Teacher Appreciation Day, all on the same day? Wow. Well, that's something new. I didn't know that. And we should make sure that we honor teachers. It's one of the reasons why the St. Augustine Swashbucklers does a lot of charity work for Inc., Investing in Kids, which is an organization that helps teachers come up with money to help them work with their classrooms so that they don't have to fork out the money on their own. Because as we all know, teachers are not paid what they're worth, and that's a shame. So, and I happen to know on good authority that Donna Bogus was an excellent teacher and loved by many. When we're out doing pirate events, she'll have other adults come to her and say, "Oh, you are my teacher." So today is the day. Very good. Well, that takes care of all of that. Have we missed anything on Mother's Day history? Anything at all? I don't think we have. We might do Father's Day history soon, but Mother's Day history. Let me put in one thing in my computer here. I'm looking at strange and unusual Mother's Day issues and see if it comes up with anything. Conversation. We come on. Yes, a teacher taught me how to read all those books that are in the wall behind me. Except for one thing. All right, let's see. 7 of the weirdest Mother's Day traditions around the world, ladies and gentlemen. 7. India. Rather than March, Mother's Day in India is celebrated during the 2nd week of May, which is the way we do it. Here, the day is spent thanking Mom for everything she has done over the year, be it cook your dinner, loan you money, wash your clothes, or help you with your homework. In this part of the world, large family meals are protocol, and Mom is ordered to relax and steer clear of the kitchen. Gifts include picture-perfect flowers, handmade cards, and prepared meals. If you live away from home, a phone call wishing Mom a happy day is a must. Sweden. The Swedish rejoice Mother's Day on the last Sunday of May. Many children sell small plastic flowers as gifts to mark this occasion. The money raised is then used to send mothers with young children on a small trip. Other traditions include breakfast in bed, a dinner at her favorite restaurant, and beautiful bouquet of flowers. Yugoslavia, possibly one of the most unusual ways to celebrate Mothering Sunday in Yugoslavia. Children creep into their parents' bedroom first thing in the morning and tie her up. In order to be released, it's compulsory for the mother of the family to present her children with gifts as soon as she wakes up. This harmless fun, which is celebrated in December, guarantees to put a smile on everyone's face. I think that's a bit weird. In Japan, Mother's Day is called Haha no Hai and takes place on the 2nd Sunday in May. Here, children sketch illustrations and name them by their mother. These drawings are then entered into an exhibition with all entrants sent to a variety of countries around the globe. That's a very good one. Taiwan, Mother's Day has a huge importance in Taiwan as it falls on the same date as the Buddha's birthday, the 2nd day in May. It is said to be a unified celebration and religious observance. Mother's Day is therefore seen as an extremely holy celebration as it coincides with the washing of the Buddha, meaning there is an abundance of carnivals, fests, and parties to attend, all of which are lavish and widespread. Very, very cool. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mother's Day is not just us. Mother's Day is celebrated all over the world. And it's important that we recognize that. Adam says, all I want for Father's Day is sleep. Granted. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've already had the one clip on Mother's Day history, but I think it's now time for Mr. David Longwood to give us his new clip on history this week in the world.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain.
Nice to add our history. That's one of the things we tell everybody. Doesn't know We don't know what history we're going to talk about, but every week we're going to talk about a little bit of history here and there. And within that hour that we do our show, hopefully everybody will wander away and say, hey, I learned something new tonight about some point in history. Put that our quote back up real quick, Mr. Longwood. History is important. Do remember that, ladies and gentlemen, more than any other topic, it is about us. Whether one deems our present society is a wondrous thing or an awful thing, or maybe a bit of both, history reveals how we got to this point. That is even a better quote than history is written by the winners. That explains it all right there, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm going to start trying to commit that one to memory, because that one is a very good one for us to use on a regular basis. It may have to be our official quote of the Captain's Quarters podcast. I really think so. But I see that Nightingale in Florida says that Catholics dedicate the month of May to Mother Mary. Yes, they do. I do know that. Not being Catholic, but I do know that. Very good. Well, we had some good, interesting points tonight. A couple of things I want to bring to everybody's attention before we go into our thank yous and appreciations. Next week, next Monday, which would be the 9th of May, we will be having a guest, Gino Sassini. He is a musician from over in Tampa. Him and his wife play grand music. They've participated in a few of our pirate things. He'll happen to be in St. Augustine for a couple of days, and so we've invited him to be a guest on the show. We still have to work out the details, as we don't have a podcast studio right now because of the move of Captain Mayhem into his new home. But hey, we can figure it out. And then on May 16th, a good friend of mine, a magician, he'll be doing a show with a couple of other magicians at the end of the week of the month, the week of May 16th. So on May 16th, we thought we'd have him on and talk about magic, one of my other favorite subjects, being a magician myself, and we'll have some fun there. May 23rd is open still. We do not have anybody there. And May 30th, we're going to do Memorial Day, the history of Memorial Day, and talk about what it means and how important it is. June 6, 13, 20, and 27 are still open. We're working on some possible guests there. And then the very first Monday in July is July 4th. So we will be talking about July 4th. And then the rest of the summer is still open, but we're working on bringing more guests in. We're always open to having any guests. This week happens to be very special for me. I will go ahead and brag about it. Saturday is my birthday. I will be turning 64 years old. I've been around the world, or around the sun, 64 times as of Saturday. And we're having a light social in my backyard. We had some other plans to do something else, but I just couldn't justify it under the circumstances of our having to move from the house that we've been in for 15 years to a new location. So we're having, and it may be our very last fire circle at this house. Maybe our very last one. So if you're watching and want to come, we'd love to have you. If you're part of the crew, obviously you're invited, and we will be putting a few invites out to anybody else that would like to come out and spend the evening with us on Saturday evening, having some rum with Captain Mayhem on his 64th birthday. Huzzah. And on that note, how about we go into our thank yous? Let's start with our sponsors. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some pretty good sponsors. We have Ancient City Sirens. We have Dick's Wings. We have Paper and Strings, Colonial Oak Music Park, the Pirate and Treasure Museum, and of course, Shiver Me Pictures. Look at that. I got it right this time, Scarlett. Shiver Me Pictures. Those are our sponsors. They are big sponsors of our show, and without their help, we could not be doing this show. So if you have need of good chicken wings, Dick's Wings. If you have need of good music, Paper and Strings. Great dancing, Ancient City Sirens. Photograph booth for your event, obviously Shiver Me Pictures. And of course, what can we say about the Pirate and Treasure Museum? It's a great place to go bone up on your history of pirates. And the Colonial Oak Music Park, constantly having great music there on the stage. In fact, the Wailers will be coming in soon. I believe the end of the month. The Wailers. If you don't know who they are, look them up. Let's see. What's next? Our crew support. W. Mayhem Productions, the St. Augustine Swashbucklers, of course, me, William Mayhem, our Powder Monkey, which one of these days we might actually have to have him online. And, of course, thanks to our friend in Nevada, Sketchy Guy, we have been cartoonized, and we love to brag about that. So we'll be showing that off, and that will probably be a part of our new business card coming up soon. And some of our promotions. We're looking at trying to do some T-shirts with our ugly cartoon mugs upon them. So if you're wanting T-shirts to wear, guess what? We're working on that also. And, Scarlett says we have her on May 23rd.
Oh, pencil that in.
Good. That takes care of that. May 23rd is Scarlett. My apologies for not having that in. I am going to write it up. And I know it. You know what? Now that I remember, we are going to talk about something that you have done, kind of a forum of pirate representation all around the state. So we will be talking about that. We'll need to get some information. Scarlett, you are on, and that takes care of the entire month of May, which I think we're going to go ahead and do an advertisement on it for everything going on. So there we go. Very good. Thanks for the reminder, Scarlett. Hey, I am getting to be 64. I will not remember everything. Sadie, happy birthday, Captain. Wish we could be there to celebrate your 64th. We plan to be there for your 65th. Well, I plan to be here for my 65th also. So that's wonderful for you to be here. In fact, I plan to be here for at least a few more. So let's see. How about a reminder of our charities? There we go. The treasured charities that we support. St. Augustine Youth Services. They're ones that take care of foster children. Investing in Kids, Inc. We've already talked about them. They help school teachers here in St. Johns County. The Humane Society. We are working on a summertime program to start coming up with some more food to help the Humane Society. Our last project netted almost 1,000 pounds in food. And of course, there's that little ship there. That is our Toys for Pits toy drive that we do every Christmas to help out children and families that could use a little extra help in the toy department. So there you have it. So those are our charities. Boy, do I have a cough tonight. Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, our Patreon banner. You can go to Patreon and you can be one of our support sponsors. Actually, it's just more of a support by giving us a monthly donation through Patreon. And you can go and do that and be a part of what we do. We still have Powder Monkey and Quartermaster level, correct? Or
Yes.
First Mate level. First Mate level. We have the First Mate level. We have 6 of those. That's $5 a month that comes from all 6 of those people. That helps us pay our fees. We have 4 sponsors. We have 210 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. We just hit the 210 mark. 210 subscribers. And this was our 30th episode. All episodes are on our YouTube channel. And we're getting right around 2,000 views a week right now on all of our episodes. So that's a pretty good number. We're very proud of that and very happy with that. If you want to be a guest or a sponsor, or you know somebody that would like to be a guest or a sponsor, have them drop us a line. We're open to having captains of a crew if you want to brag about your crew and the good deeds they do, like we did last Monday when we had Captain Scabbard from the Seawolf Privateers down in Flagler. Let us know. We would like to have you on our show. Let's talk about all the good things that pirates do all over the state and all over the country. Very good. A donation was received at an orphanage in Cadiz in the name of the St. Augustine Swashbucklers. I bet I know who took care of that, and we probably need to make sure we do some more for that before you get out of Spain. Maybe we can come up with something to send over there. That would be a lot of fun to do. Let's see. So email us. You want to be a part of our show? Email us. We're always looking. New on the horizon. Well, I kind of already went through that, didn't I? I told you what we've got coming up through May all the way up until June, and we don't have anything in June yet, so let's start working on June. You can email us at captainsquarterspodcast21@gmail.com. that's one way to get in touch with us. Of course, you can always go to our Facebook page, Captain's Quarters Podcast, and become a part of our Facebook page also. My apologies for this cough. I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe I've got a touch of the scurvy after all. Last minute check of the messages. I didn't see anything I missed. It's always a pleasure to have everybody as a part of our show. We do appreciate everybody being here. We appreciate your support. We're open to any ideas on subject matter of anything that you want to talk about on this show, and we'd love to have you be a part of the show with us. So, on that note, is there anything else we need to share?
I don't see anything.
Good. I think we're going to make this a shorter show tonight, just to close of everything. Unless anybody wants to pop something up in the comments to give us something to rag on and have a good time with. Let's see. I see. Oh, well, very good. So it's always good to have the crew. It's a little, I may seem to be a little disjointed because of everything that's been going on the last couple of weeks. I apologize to everybody. We'll be a little bit more secure as we get through this move into the new house. We're happy with it, and we're looking forward to it again. Email address again. Can you pop that email address up?
Yep.
Captain's Quarters Podcast 21 at gmail.com. Mr. Longwood, you are checking that on a regular basis, are you?
Yes.
Very good. Well, there you go. So we're always looking to have people be a part of the show. The show is about what everybody else wants to do, not just what we want to do. So send us a message. Be a part of the show. Let us entertain you by bragging about your cruise and the other good things that other pilots do here in this area. Not just this area, but across the state and across the country. It'll be a pleasure to have any of you on board our show. Send us a message. Let's see what we can do. On that note, I believe we're going to pull into port early, get ourselves underway. And as always, we have nothing but love for our fans and our followers. And take it away, Mr. Longwood.
Part of the podcast.
Part of the crew.
As always, we look forward to seeing you next week. Live long and prosper.